Thank you, Danielle. So hi, everyone, and welcome to the second day of the European Blockchain Summit. My name is Tracy Wang, and I am a senior reporter at CoinDesk based in New York. And I'm so excited to be interviewing our amazing guest for today's fireside chat. We have Eric Anziani, who is the COO of Crypto.com. So Eric joined Crypto.com in 2018 and currently oversees several functions, including product, growth, institutional sales, strategy, research, and data. And the Crypto.com token, CRO, is currently the 15th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. And as a reminder, this will be an interactive session. So if you do have any questions for Eric, please submit them into the question box and we'll try and answer them at the end of the session. All right, so welcome, Eric. So for those of us not familiar, could you tell us a little bit about Crypto.com?
Yes, of course. First of all, thanks for having me and really glad to participate in the European Blockchain Convention. So Crypto.com is, in simple sentence, the world's fastest growing and regulated crypto platform. It serves more than 10 million users globally, and it really addresses all their crypto needs from buying, spending, and growing their crypto and NFT assets. We were founded about 5 years ago with really the goal to bring cryptocurrency to every wallet.
So Crypto.com, you guys have made some headlines recently for purchasing the rights to the LA Lakers Staples Center. Could you talk us through, what were the reasons for the purchase? And the fans really do want to know, do you plan to change the name of the stadium?
Of course. And I think it really comes back to our mission, which is to bring cryptocurrency to every wallet. What we mean by that is really having 5 billion users globally owning and using cryptocurrency in their day-to-day lives. So for us to achieve that goal for the industry, we need to make the technology mainstream. We need to create more awareness and use cases and value add for individuals across the globe. And the acquisition of the naming rights for this iconic Staples Center in LA, now renaming into Crypto.com Arena, is definitely a historic and pivotal moment, not only for Crypto.com, but I feel for the industry. When the announcement went out, it was such a wide reach and everybody talked about it. And we're very excited to see the activation that will come after the rebranding. We have already the Grammys happening at the Crypto.com Arena. We have concert, Justin Bieber coming there. Of course, we have all the Lakers and the Kings games. So the impact will continue throughout time, and it's looking to be tremendous.
Let's take a step back and look at the crypto landscape in the past year. So the crypto community in general in 2021 has had quite a tremendous year. We saw new all-time highs for Bitcoin and Ethereum. We saw the emergence of new layer 1 tokens. We saw an explosion in DeFi in terms of total value locked, and also the rise of NFTs and the metaverse. So in your opinion, what do you think was the biggest development in 2021? And what are your overall thoughts on where we are in the current cycle?
The latter part is a bit more difficult to answer, but I would say you've touched upon a lot of good and major items that happened this year. And if for people who follow the space or working in the space, it's just fascinating to see the level of innovation and things happening every day. So it's hard to summarize the key items, but definitely NFTs, the explosion of the volume. We hit about $12 billion of transaction volume this year, and I think we had a research team look about 14 million transactions just on NFT. There's been a huge explosion in terms of growth through the PFP avatar and through gaming as well. So huge trend emerging. The second one you mentioned a little bit around ATH for Bitcoin and Ethereum. That was milestone for the industry, but more importantly was the development behind it. The EIP 1559 for Ethereum, where the currency started to become a little bit more deflationary, and then the Bitcoin Taproot upgrade for more efficiency, especially on the multi-sig side. That was kind of underlying the growth also from a technology standpoint on these two big tokens. Outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think meme coins was something super big this year. Even just today, I think there was another tweet from Elon talking about supporting Dogecoin as a payment currency on the Tesla platform, and driving again some action on the demand front. It's been a tremendous year where a lot of the communities and retail kind of took over the market by storm, a little bit as they did in the stock market with GME. So definitely notable. If we step back also at the country level, we saw, of course, El Salvador making Bitcoin a legal tender. That was huge milestone for the industry. And we saw also a couple of countries, including China, going in implementation mode for CBDCs. Again, another big step in the digital currency space. Finally, I will add two things that you touched upon a little bit. One around this blockchain interoperability items between L1, L2s. We're starting to see more bridges, more connectivity between all these different blockchains that are emerging to solve scalabilities and fees issue we've seen on some of the bigger platforms. And lastly, you talked about DeFi TVL. So the growth of the DeFi space, and also we've seen towards the end of the year, the migration or the emergence, at least, of what we call DeFi 2.0, which really try to improve capital utilization within DeFi protocol. So also another major trend helping the growth of that category.
Yeah, certainly when you take a step back and look at the past year, there were, just so many wonderful developments in the crypto community. Let's talk a little bit about, you mentioned retail traders. And so crypto in the past couple of years, it's really kind of taken off due to retail interest. But 2020, 2021 was kind of the year that we saw institutions starting to pay attention, whether it be large asset managers or, even hedge funds or even, family offices or even pension funds eyeing cryptocurrency investments. And we also know that, retail and institutional clients kind of have different preferences. One of them likes meme coins or meme stocks, and the other prefers, KYC and compliance. And for somebody running a, crypto business such as crypto.com, how do you kind of cater to both? We've kind of seen a lot of crypto native companies like Coinbase or even Aave kind of separate the two arms. They create an institutional arm and then a more of their traditional business that was, that catered to more to retail. So how do you think about, catering to both, and also the ways in which the crypto industry can be more friendly towards institutional adoption?
That's a great point. And I think it's one of the development also in 2021. I think institutions have ramped up their game massively towards crypto. 2019 or 2020, still a lot of talks, a lot of interest, but little action. I think 2021 was really the year of action where we saw numerous companies started offering crypto services directly to their customers, whether it's Fidelity, Goldman, JP, or PayPal, for example, or even investing their own treasury into crypto and Bitcoin in particular. Tesla, some of the fintech also in LATAM, Square, of course, and a few others. So that was really a major trend and a lot more action and volume coming from institutions this year. On our side at crypto.com, we've been developing and growing our institutional offering primarily through the crypto.com exchange, which is really the venue where an institutional player can onboard and trade via API on spot and some other products as well, like OTC. The approach that we had is, as you rightly said, institutional customers are very different and they need different type of offering. So we build, a state-of-the-art matching engine. We had dedicated technical and sales support team just for institutional client. We build also infrastructure. So our clients could be co-located in terms of the servers and have better performance. We develop new forms of credit line and different fee structure also for institution, and launch a OTC offering, really to serve that very highly growing base of institutional clients. And we were very happy just a couple of days ago, we were the top 2 exchange on the spot side, according to CoinGecko, passing $5-6 billion of trading volume per day. Thanks a lot to, of course, institutional clients.
Let's talk a little bit about user adoption, which seems top of mind for almost every single crypto project out there, whether you're a layer 1 or or crypto.com. Everybody is trying to get more people onboarded into the ecosystem. So, we like to, the crypto community in general likes to compare themselves to Web 2 companies. And we're seeing that, Facebook, which, Meta, formerly called Facebook, and YouTube, these Web 2 companies, have actually built platforms where billions of users use them every single day. So far crypto adoption has grown, but it's not yet at that scale. So what do you think will bring crypto user adoption up to that, next order of magnitude from millions to billions?
So it's a great question. I think this year, if we look at the crypto space itself, we grew roughly from about 100 million users globally at the beginning of the year. And our research team is looking at the numbers for December, but I think we're going to hit 300 million users. So still some decent growth for the industry, but much smaller scale than Web 2. The growth was primarily driven by the trading use case. And we do expect to see strong growth still for that use case. But for us to get to 1 billion users and then 3 billion users, other use cases and verticals need to be leveraged. In particular, I think the next step for the industry is really gaming, where globally today we have 3 billion MAUs, in the gaming sector. So for crypto space, connecting blockchain and gaming, as we're already seeing a bit the trend this quarter, it's going to be access to a huge number of new users that will be introduced to the industry. And then from gaming to social network or metaverse, the frontier is not that far. But again, you can increase the number of users and grow the space further. So, to summarize, the trading use case will still be there, will continue to grow. I think the next big lever is gaming, and then down the road, social network and metaverse.
So to kind of add on to what you said about NFTs, could you tell us a little bit about crypto.com's kind of new venture into the NFT vertical?
Yeah, definitely. We launched earlier this year an NFT marketplace, and our goal at the time was really to make it easy and really enjoyable for anyone to go and discover, buy, exchange, or even create NFTs, and do it also in a sustainable way. So we wanted to leverage a public blockchain that had also proof of stake mechanism and minimal impact on the environment, and that's why we chose the crypto.org chain to support that. We looked at the industry, and we wanted to put ourselves in the shoes of the buyers as well as the creators. And for buyers, really what they were looking for is how can I buy NFT in a very simple way? For most people, going on the traditional historical platform, setting up MetaMask and transfer ETH, and where do I get it, and just this whole experience for crypto curious is extremely difficult. So we wanted the Amazon-like experience. 2 clicks, you can buy an NFT using your credit debit card or crypto if you want, and both experiences should be seamless for you. The second aspect we wanted to bring is really unique and high quality content. So we started with a fully curated platform for customers to pick from, as well as big partnerships with top brands like UFC or 76ers or Aston Martin to bring really high quality and differentiated content for users and the fans of these brands. so they can generate value and get utility out of those NFT beyond the art quality of it. So we work very hard to do that. And later this year, we've opened up the platform to third-party and emerging creators to make sure we develop the marketplace and bring new talents in. Finally, I'd say on the buyer side, making sure we introduce also something very popular and which is at the core of NFT, which is community-based series like PFPs. And the first one we launched last month was called Loaded Lions. It's been generating massive success, a lot of engagement. Beyond the drop itself, it's really about the community around it, the benefits, and what can be built on top of it, which is really, really fascinating. That's kind of the buyer side. On the creator side, really, we wanted something that is open for them to create, mint an NFT instantly for free, and be able to showcase their work to more than 10 million users, the entire Crypto.com ecosystem. So very, very powerful, especially for emerging artists. Also, what was very interesting for creators across the board in the NFT space is the royalty mechanisms. And on a platform, ensuring that every time they sell a piece and that piece is also sold, they get royalty. So that was super important. And I think that brings great value to creator across the globe, and they capture more of that value. And it's really the spirit of Web3 and that we're trying to support as a industry participant, create that environment where the builders, the creators, and the users can have ownership and share the value.
Let's turn over to regulatory, and I think this will be the last question, and then I want to get to some of the questions that our audience members have submitted about Crypto.com. So just a quick one on regulatory. We had the U.S. House Financial Services Committee hold a hearing on crypto regulation, and it seems like it's the most serious they've taken the crypto industry. Just what were your top 2 or 3 takeaways from that hearing?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, we've followed it from afar. I think it was, first of all, a recognition of where the industry is to have the hearing itself. So I think it was an important signal, and I think a willingness to engage from the committee itself. So that was, I think, a first good step, as we've seen across the board, especially in the US today. The regulatory framework is the traditional framework. It's MTL is the way that traditional payments are regulated. And there's a lot of discussion on how do we actually regulate crypto, not only the VAS, but the operators, but also DeFi and DAOs. Those are the big topics. So it's a very good signal that there is engagement. I won't go into the details on the content of the interventions per se, but I feel there is an opening in the US to create a new framework and have more proactive engagement with regulator, whether it's the SEC or CFTC, and some of the others as well at the state level. There is willingness of engagement, and I think we should seize this as an industry and try to be force of proposals to shape the regulation going forward. So Crypto.com will play its part to make sure we develop a regulatory framework that at the same time protect customers' interest, but does not impede innovation and growth in the sector.
Thank you, Eric. I'm just going to fire off some questions from our audience. We have one question asking, on the topic of institutional versus retail, what's going to be the focus of Crypto.com, institutional clients or everyday users?
I think we will cover both, and we'll try to provide the best experience for both customers. At the root that we started, and we're still a very strong retail customer platform, and that's our kind of our DNA. But I think to have a flourishing ecosystem, it's also important that we have institutions. The exchange play a big strategic role in terms of liquidity and influence in the industry. It gives opportunity to project to get access to customers. And so it's it's an important part of the ecosystem. It benefits retail. And of course, it's a great venue for institutions to enter the space, hedge their positions, and trade the market. So, we're an ecosystem. We will continue to be so and serve both retail and institutional at scale.
Great, thank you, Eric. The next question is, what is your opinion about Elon Musk promoting Dogecoin and other shitcoins?
That's a direct question. Well, in general, we're happy for people to generate awareness around the space and drive adoption. So I think these people are trying to explain and drive utility for crypto asset, NFTs. Driving awareness is helpful. I won't comment on specific tweets or not of Elon Musk, but being able to have large companies enter the space, support the cryptocurrency as a category, and drive more awareness, all in is positive. Whether one specific tweet and the impact it has on the market is a good thing or not, I'm not so sure. But yeah, that would be my short answer on this.
We have a two-part question for Eric. Where does Crypto.com see itself in 5 to 10 years? And your comments on the CRO token.
Yeah, I mean, we're here to drive the industry forward and drive adoption across the globe. We want to be there in 5 years and have 3, 4, 5 million users owning crypto in the world and improving people's life because of that. If we come back to the roots, why are we doing what we're doing today? What's the value proposition of crypto? It's to give people better control over their money, their data, and identity. And that's why we want to promote the technology and Web3 in particular, which give opportunity to everyone who participate, the builders, the creators, the users, to take more value out of the new ecosystem that we're building. So that's really what we aspire to do. And of course, do the best that we can to contribute to the adoption and the positive value that it brings to societies and individuals. Not sure what's the question on the CRO token. We usually don't comment specifically on price or anything like that. But what we've seen recently through one of the blockchain called Kronos, where CRO is a native token, is the explosion of the ecosystem, especially on DeFi and NFT. So it's a recent blockchain that the team has supported on the infrastructure side that has already above 1 billion of TVL, great engagement from communities. It's the first EVM chain in the Cosmos ecosystem, and we see a lot of great potential there. So very excited about this development and being able to provide infrastructure for people to build and create value.
The next question is Crypto.com allowing people to hold their own keys?
In line with our missions, we actually launched about a year ago what we call the DeFi wallet, which is a non-custodial wallet where our users have complete control over their assets. What we say, your keys, your crypto. So we have this DeFi wallet. It's multi-chain. It supports all the big protocols. It's connected to DeFi. It's connected to Wallet Connect. It also has now a browser extension, so it's easy to navigate on all the DeFi protocol. And at the end of the day, you're in full control. You have the private keys and you control your security.
Okay. The next question is, would Crypto.com acquire other businesses to expand its user base?
We've done a few acquisitions since we were created 5 years ago, and the most recent one was the acquisition of 2 CFTC regulated businesses in the US, and primarily done to expand the offering to customers in the US, especially around options and derivatives in a regulated manner. So this is an example of the acquisition that we've done. We're always looking at opportunities and how we can grow potential targets that we like to work with. So we've done a few in the past. We'll continue to do so. We're really focused on what can drive the industry forward and what new use case we can enable, and through acquisition accelerate that goal.
The next question is, when will Crypto.com invest into an ETF, specifically Bitcoin spot?
Yeah, ETF was actually a big thing this year. Also, quite recent. Was kind of cash settled, so it was not physically settled, but there was still a big step in providing instruments that give exposure to the space for institution and retail as well. So it's something that we're supportive of. But today we have amazing platform that gives you direct access to the physical asset, Bitcoin and ETH. So we feel. While these initiatives are great and that contributing to the adoption, we offer the best price and I would say less fees and overlap to get access to crypto by just going with the Crypto.com app or the Crypto.com exchange and buying directly the physical asset. So we feel that is more value generating for customers than the ETF because of their structure. But they play a role in adoption. So I think it's positive overall for the industry.
And the next question, I think this audience member is interested in the expansion projects in Latin America for Crypto.com. Yeah,
Latin America, I've seen tremendous growth in the crypto space and for Crypto.com. Very recently, we launched our card program there. And we were the direct issuer of that card program, being a principal member of Visa. And we've seen tremendous uptake there. The growth is surpassing our expectations in Brazil, but also in quite a few markets across Latin America. So we're investing in the region. We have a lot of people on the ground, and we're really trying to see what are the needs locally and how we can best customize our product to serve those needs in the region. But I see personally massive potential in that part of the world on the crypto side.
Right, and I think this will be our last audience question. Eric, how do you think increasing regulation will affect your business?
Well, for any businesses, it's critical to have clarity on the regulatory front. So we work with regulators across the globe, and we try to get to clarity because this is how you can operate a business and scale. We started our business with compliance and security at the core. So everything that we did, like onboarding customers, we KYC'd everybody, we put in place the right AML policies, etc. from the onset. So that helps us in our engagements with regulator, and as regulation becomes stricter in some market or clearer, which is more important to us. So we have positive engagement to support and be agile. We also have very large team just focused on that. And we're applying across the globe for registration and licenses. And we were lucky to be granted numerous licenses across the globe, thanks to this kind of approach that we had from the onset, compliance, security, making sure the foundation is right for the business so we can build for the next decades.
All right, unfortunately, we are out of time, but thank you so much, Eric, for a lovely conversation. And thank you for all our viewers for tuning in.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Eric. Sorry. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Tracy, for a wonderful panel discussion. It was amazing. People really appreciated that you took the time to answer to many of the questions. There were a lot of questions. And yeah, we really appreciate it. Thank you once again, and good luck with taking Crypto.com to the next level. To the audience, see you on the next session.